Working. All right. Looks like we're live. All
Once
right.
again.
Once again. And my last video I just checked was the Mountain Mayhem 7 list review.
I thought so. Like I feel
So
like you haven't been YouTubing much.
I have not. So anyway, I'm here, Gene, and this is Joe with me.
Word.
And we're kind of on a short time frame tonight. So if we uh, if we have to drop off at some point, we'll look at scheduling another night to finish it if we
Yeah,
have
we can
to.
always do like part one, part two.
Correct. So having said that, let's go ahead. Let's start with doing the pairings,
I'm excited.
which is new, something we haven't tried online yet. This is the new one, new recruit we're using to pair. There's 3 grudge matches.
Cool.
There with and simple as clicking this button, and we'll see who goes.
Do it.
Generate pairings. There we go.
All right.
So Chris and Daniel, Joe and Bing.
Cool. I've never played Bing before, so that's exciting.
Uh, that's Joey and Brian, Jerm and
Nice.
Brandon, uh,
Oh, cool. Ben
Ben
and
and Kenyon,
nice, nice,
Phil Carl and Graham Steele,
nice,
Stubbs and Stottle. That should be a
nice.
fun game.
Uh-huh.
Kevin's playing the Demons, Taras,
Cool.
and Jeff Durham and Thiel. He's the guy from North Carolina,
Cool.
not Jeff Durham. Caps. Holy shit! Look at that, Caps and Keith.
Caps and Keith. Cool. Cool.
That's a tough matchup for round one.
Uh-huh.
Square Wave.
Cool.
Who was Square Wave? I don't remember who that was. And Schweitzer,
Nice.
Paul and William. Trying to make sure none of these are teammates, and it doesn't look like they are.
Isn't Ben
And
Jones? Yeah. Phil and Ben Jones.
what's that?
No, that's not Bill Jones. Who's Sir MC? Oh, that's Mark. Phil
It's
and Mark.
Mark. Phil's
Nice.
playing Mark.
That's cool. I
Uh,
always get Ben and Mark's screen names mixed up.
okay.
Skip Snit
Um,
and Sir MC. Yeah, yeah.
yep. All right. That's where we go. And then the last one was the grudge match with Ben Jones
Right.
and the other guy, uh,
James.
James Smith. Yep.
Yep.
Cool. So those of them, I'm going to post them up on the message board later. But for now, that's what we're looking at.
Nice. We got two big heavyweight matchups round one. Well, heavyweight and a medium weight.
What are you looking at the medium weight?
Well, it's Phil. It can't be a medium. He's gonna 10-10 it.
Okay. And who are you got? I didn't notice you in that list.
I have Bing. I've never played Bing before, so
Oh,
that's
okay.
pretty cool.
Okay. He's got ogres. All right. So let's see what we got real quick. It's moving on. These are just a list summary. 5 Sylvan Elves. She's out of 30. That's quite the match. No
Wow.
dwarves, no high elves, no orcs.
Huh. I guess because you're not playing, there's no works.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right.
All right. So there's the list. Let's take a look. Kevin's Asklanders.
I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea what any of this stuff does. Like I
All
just
right.
I have no idea what it like. It's yeah.
I mean,
I see 45 bows, so he's got some shooting.
45 bows, 50 guys with great weapons. That's a lot.
Right? It has a magic banner. What it does, couldn't tell you.
Fight an extra rank, if I'm not mistaken.
Cool.
8 ice trolls. They're 5 up armor, and what do they get? Something about cold makes them resistant to fire.
Sure. It's
And
got some special infantry, some Huskarls, and they have
Huskarl.
MR1. I'm gonna assume, big reach here, that a character is gonna go in there since we have an Obsidian Rock and another Ether Icon.
Right, to give them MR4 total.
Yep.
Okay.
Sure.
There you go. The banners.
2 giants and
fearless,
some
battle
kind of
code.
460 point monster.
Yeah, he's like a steam tank type thing. I mean, not. I mean, he's a plug. He's a 7 wounds, tough 7 monster
Got it.
with
Okay.
armor.
Witchcraft's cool. So I mean,
And witchcraft.
45 shots. That's pretty cheap for that amount of shots. So that's kind of cool. I don't know what anything else does. So
Yeah, the great weapons are tough. I mean, those guys are base strength 4, I think, maybe 3.
I think they're strength
Anyway.
4 AP 0, right? So they'll be strength 6 AP 2 if they're like the barbarians in chaos.
I believe that's correct.
Sweet.
So, yeah, interesting list. It's Asklanders. No one plays Asklanders.
Nobody knows what it does. So.
He'll be explaining people a lot.
Yeah.
Keith went with Beast Herds.
Cool. So you got the Beast Lord on the Razor Tusk. That gives everybody +1 charge within 6 inches. 6 inches. Looks like he's got a 1-up, 3-up with against Flaming, 5 ward save, a Binding Scroll, and the Beast Axe. I think it's like if you roll ones to hit him, he gets to attack you. Master Druidism with the Dark Forest Seed, so he'll be +2 to cast in the forest.
Right.
And then the Greater Totem Bearer, also nice. So double Binding Scroll, 2-up rerollable, armor save on him, I believe, because I think the Raiding Chariot doesn't give you the +2, only the +1.
+1.
Yeah, so it'll be a 2-up rerollable with a 2-up Flameborn.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, he's got the 2x3 chariots, a little bunker, and the herd, the hounds for chaff, 13 centaurs. I like the great weapons because he's got druidism, so he can res them as he gets into combat. The ambushing longhorns, cool, nice and cheap, nothing wrong with that. 5 gargoyles. So he's got hounds, gargoyles, and 2 razor tusks for chaff, and then he's got the double Gortak.
Yeah. 2 Gore-Tex. That's solid. That's tough.
It's going to be, he's a little light on scoring just because he's got 1, 2, 3 dedicated scoring units that only 21 strength or tough 3 models with like a 6-up armor maybe, and then 20 tough 4 models with a 5-up.
Centaurs aren't scoring?
If he doesn't vanguard them and treat them as light troops, they are scoring. Because then they'll be fearless with the devastating charge ability. So he can make them scoring. It's just I think centaurs lose a lot of flexibility when they're not as the light troop version.
Got it. Okay, nice. I just went down. I went down the roster. There are 9 players who have played on the ETC team in this tournament.
Oh, that's cool.
Out of 30 players.
That's cool.
Taras. This looks like Taras's normal.
Yeah, Slanesh, the Omen on the throne. So he's got 2 big, tough, fast flying greater demons. Well, the courtesan doesn't fly, but it basically does with that movement.
Right.
And then the Harbinger on the Pale Horse is cool with Evo. The 2x10 Sirens is pretty cool too. He's going to really hurt for scoring, though. I don't think Hellhounds are scoring. They might be. Might want to check that.
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, I've played him
it's really fast.
He's going to be in combat on round 2, if not turn 1.
Yeah, it's really fast. He is pretty like squishy with shooting, like especially his combat blocks. I'm looking up if Hellhounds are scoring because it's bothering me.
But he's going to be on you so fast that you're not, being squishy from shooting is not going to hurt him that much.
Yeah, I think he's gonna get he can get they're not scoring. So he only has 2 scoring units.
Sirens aren't.
Sirens are not. No.
Good point.
So he's 2 scoring units. So like objectives against this one is gonna be really hard.
Agreed.
So just play the objective against it and focus on the Succubi and the Myrmidons. Just let the Sirens and Hellhounds just kind of do whatever they're gonna do. Just win the objective.
Sirens with Hammerhand. That's a lot of attacks.
It's a lot of attacks, but they're only strength 4, so
Yep. All right, Ken Stubbs. He still likes the Bloodthirster, doesn't he?
Yep. Can't argue with it.
That's the 5-up armor.
Yeah, you gotta have it for Fate's Judgment.
Okay.
Whip Crack is what?
Lightning reflexes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then he's got the Poison Deceiver, He doesn't have the Eidolons though. Like I think the Deceiver in the Eidolons is really good. Like because you have the reverse armor pen with
Right.
poison. So I guess they're probably gonna go in the Succubi. Would be my bet. Maybe he goes in the Myrmidons.
Hmm.
I would like to see Myrmidons with piercing spike is much better than Whipcrack Tail. For the AP2. And then just a bunch of stuff.
Yep.
So the Hellhounds, fine. Chaff. Hoarders are cool. The big Hope Harvester's cool. And then the 5 Veil Serpent's curious to see how he gets on with that. I guess because he only has an Adept and, or he's got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 spells.
That's a lot.
That's already a lot. So I don't know if he needed the Veil Serpent Champ, but I mean, it does get you Witchcraft, which can protect the Scourge. So not
Cool.
bad. Not bad. Yeah, I like it.
All right.
Again, this one though, he's only got 3 scoring units. So again, just play the objective against it.
Another demon list.
I felt like there were a lot of demons. Like we zeroed in the Sylvanos, but I also felt like demons were really big.
They are. I think there was 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So this is a Courtesan with Witchcraft. I like that. Iron Husk. Yep. Tough 6. Perfect. Harbinger, Adept, Thaum. Cool. Harbinger, Adept, Evo. So you've got basically triple Adept, Thaum, Evo, and Witchcraft. It's a solid magic setup. Thaum for the Zappy, Evo for the Snipey and the buffs, Witchcraft for the debuffs. This guy's got 1, 2, only 3 scoring units again.
Right.
And a lot of that's just tough 3 stuff. The 5 Hoarders, that's going to be a hard piece to move with the Unnatural Roots, the Standard Bearer, and the Chitin Scales. So they're 5 up them with tough 5. Blazing Glory, I think they're kind of overpriced on this last update, but I mean, you can't argue with Blazing Glory if you're going to be focusing on the Courtesan. Bloatflies, also fine. Man, they got expensive too.
Yeah. Yeah. 120 a model. That's
yeah,
tough.
it's just my thing with Blowflies, and this is more like this is not about Daniel's list. It's just in general. Is you're paying 483 points for what 9 attacks with the champion, so that's a lot. it's a lot of points for that few attacks. Like they're just really susceptible to getting like just combat res down.
Right. But I guess they're working in the auto hits back at you when you.
Yeah, sure. But you know, you actually have to get them to fail their saves, and then they have to wound you.
Right.
So it's just it's so many points for 9 attacks.
Yep. And Furies. I love Furies.
It's nice cheap 20-inch chaff. So
20-inch chaff is huge.
It's just again, it's like these demon lists. I feel like 4 is the sweet spot for scoring. And seeing 3 or 2, the last couple of lists kind of has my hackles up, if you will. Like it's just that's like where I like if I look at this list, like where can I beat it? I'm just gonna play the objective.
Right.
I don't have to focus on anything else. I'm just gonna win the objective because I'm gonna, you know, he only has 3 scoring units and 2 of them are really soft. Like they kill a lot, but they're soft.
Right.
One's a real big pain in the ass, which is the Hoarders.
The Hoarders is a pain. Oops. Are we ready to move on?
Yeah, we're ready. That's cool.
No, there's
Sentinel. Yeah, Sentinels are still really nasty. I know they went up in points too, but the +2 to cast on Thaum is just so peefy. Harbinger's cool. With Evo, Thaum Evo, it's just a nasty combo. This guy finally we see some lemurs. Poison's cool, I guess. Like I think the Sentinel's gonna go in there then. 10 lemurs. Yep, nice chaff stick that also scores imps. Sweet, you get the spear. Nice build. I like that for 255. 6 claw fiends. Yeah, I'd be curious just to talk to Billy and see whether the claw fiends, the big ones, did better or the little ones did better. Because that's a question I always ask myself when I'm working on a demon list: is are they better? 3? Yeah, 6 or 3. Like, because if you think like you can get 2.5 units for the price of 6, whether it's better or not.
Are the
double Hope Harvester cool too?
Right. Are Claude Fiends scoring?
Yes.
Okay. So he's got plenty.
He's got plenty. And then he's got 1, 2, 3 chaff, which is also nice. And he's got a decent amount of shooting with the Hope Harvesters. So, like, I think what he's going to do is the Sentinel and a Hope Harvester and the big unit of Lemurs.
Wow. Yeah, that's a full unit.
Yeah, you just, that's what, 8, 16, 40 basically Lemurs because they're
Right.
all tough 5. Yeah.
And only, what, one in the front rank or any?
Yeah. Yeah. One would be in the front rank.
Okay.
That's what I would, if I
Huh.
was building this list, that's what I would do. But
It's an interesting list.
Mhm.
Centipede is +1 movement, isn't it?
Correct.
On the sirens? That's a little nuts.
That's
Okay.
10 points, right? Like it's 10 points.
Yeah. Anyway.
Make a move 10, March 20. And then that Harbinger's also probably with guided unnatural roots is also going to go into that one.
Okay. Oh,
So you
wow.
really have the champion would take the first slot, so the Harbinger would be pushed behind in that big unit setup.
Yeah. With guided, mirrored scales, bouncing attack.
Yep.
Well,
Guided
that's
mirror
good.
scale, so you're bouncing your attacks back on yourself.
Yeah, that's good.
It's a nasty unit.
Paul went with Dread Elves instead of High Elves.
All
That's
right.
odd. It's different. There's a decent number of Dread Elves too.
Yeah. Master, Outcast, cool. Only a 2-up armor save. I do like the scales on her, so
No ward.
no ward, no. BSB's got double Aether Icon. Yeah, so I see where this is going. Mask of the Warcrow. Yep, just the Spirit Block of Doom. They could also go in the Judicators, I guess, but I'd probably put the nasty characters in the Spears, personally. But actually, you know what he's going to do? It's going to go Outcast into the Judicators, Officers into the Spears, because then the Mask of the Warcrow is going to give the Judicators reroll 1s to wound as well, because Lacerating Touch would give them fear.
Wow. Okay.
Yep. I'd be curious to know. He does know like he's got 30 shots with that one unit of 15. He does have a decent amount of chaff, which is double Shadow Riders and the Black Cloaks. The Mist Leviathan's also good chaff. I like the Chariots for zoning, keeping people from getting around them on the blocks. I personally would have gone Lances, because if you think what's going to break the Dark Elf units would be like things like Giants, other Chariots, like other tough models getting around you. So you can't zone everything back. With Lances, you're strength 6, AP3 with +1 to wound, so you're effectively strength 7. So you're wounding giants on 2s and things like spiders on 3s.
Right.
And they're chariots. Like, if who cares if they can't grind the next turn? Like, they lose their +1 to wound, they lose their impact hits, they lose their agility buff. Like, just chuck Lances on them. They're the same points. Much better choice. Because they really give that oomph, especially if 2 of them combo charge another tough unit together.
Yeah, it's a scary hit. Yep.
Yeah, it's a missile. So who cares if they can't grind? Just take it off.
If it's not there, it can't grind.
Right.
Yep. Cool. And the Mist Leviathan, it's weird. That's a new one that's showing up now.
Yeah, it's the protect shooting. I mean, everything in the Dread Elf book's gotten more expensive, and that kind of keeps getting cheaper. So you would expect to see more, I guess.
All right. Then Nelson makes his return to playing
once a year.
Yeah, his once a year show up.
So he's got Master Cosmo, Master Evo would have been better. Tread Prince is fine. Exarch's fine. Eye of the Gorgon's a nice banner. The Officer is fine. If you're gonna take a prince, you don't really need the Officer. You don't need 4 characters. That's a lot of points when your units are so good. Yeah, like 270 is like 12 or 13 Obsidian Guard, for an extra character essentially. Or if you drop the prince, that's 2 units of Obsidian Guard. 36 spears, 29 militants. I still don't really rate militants. I'd be curious how he does with them. Like, he proved me wrong. I don't like strength 3 AP 0 units.
Right.
Knights are cool. Divine Altar is also really good. So he's gonna have the altar. and the militants, the characters, and the spears. 2 batteries. At least he has some shooting. Double chariot again. Lances
Halberd.
over halberds. And then 2 chaff with the harpies. It's a fine list.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, harpies really fast. Chaff is
Yeah.
fantastic.
I would have
Flying.
liked to have seen. I would have liked to have seen evocation. Like I could then see the argument for militants, because rerolls to wound with lethal strike on them with the weight of attacks they can throw, is nice. But Cosmo's fine, I guess.
All right. And he's Ben Nelson. Never mind. All right. James went with Dread Elves. James is always a vampire player. Beastmaster, Imperious
Dragon. Like the dragon. I like Cosmo here because you can heal the dragon. Exarch on div, so you can give div buffs to the dragon. Also good.
Double Ether Icon.
Yeah, only 1 spell though, so know the enemy. I don't like that as much. I probably would have gone Alchemy just for the Quicksilver Lash on the 1 spell. I mean, he probably drops it anyway for the heirloom or the hereditary spell.
Hereditary, yep.
Yeah, 34 spears with the Executioner's icon, fine. I like the raiding parties, 2 chaff units, 25 GDK. Yeah, this is a really tight condensed list. We have 1, 2, 3 scoring units. So the only reason I'm going to point this out is I like Dread Knights. I don't like Dread Knights as your 3rd scoring unit because they are soft. They're only tough 3, so they're really easy to pick up.
Right.
Which in flags is going to be a huge liability, especially as a 400-point unit. Don't get me wrong, they hit really hard, but they're just that's like, again, if I'm looking at James's list and we're playing on flags or spoils, I see that like Dread Knight unit, and I'm like, okay, I know I can take the advantage here. Or all of these Dread Elf units are super scary, but if I can just remove 6 tough 3 models, I'm back in business.
Right. You're back up on flags.
Right, which is going to put him under a lot more pressure.
Yep. No, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're 2 up armor, but they're tough 3.
They're only tough 3, and they're only 3 up armor in combat because they give them great weapons.
3 up armor in shooting.
No, they're 2 up against shooting, 3 up in combat.
3 up in combat. Yeah.
All
right. Stottle. Ryan Stottle's playing Dread Elves.
All right.
But he has been, I think. That's the 3rd Leviathan.
Yeah, it's cheap chaff, right? Like it's 8 wounds, protects you from shooting.
Right.
It's a thunder stomping AP3 monster. It's only strength 4, but who cares? I like the Master on Evo a lot more than Cosmo. I like the Warsmith too with Alchemy. Actually, he should have picked whether it was Alchemy or Divin. Oh, he took Emphasis of Free Mind. I'm sorry. I'll shut up.
Right.
I didn't finish reading. That's actually, I haven't seen that build. That's actually nice because you get to pick, like, depending on the match. If you run into like all these Empire and KOE players, you take Alchemy. Run to another Elf, you take Div. So that is a nice build.
Right.
I like the MR3 on the Officer's cool. Because you are susceptible to snipes with all those characters and just pyro in general. Another Temple Militant unit, so that's fine. He's got the Evo for it, which makes it a lot scarier, I think. The auxiliaries are good. Clear chaff to open up the lanes for your adjudicators. Finally, we see a unit of Gorgons, which even at their price, I still think are the best unit in the book. So he does have 5 Harpies. Triple battery, so he's going to zone objectives, and a Missile Leviathan. So he's got 2 effective chaffs, 1 really good chaff, 1 medium chaff. The batteries are basically going to push you off in zone 1 objective. Auxiliaries to give clear his own chaff lanes, because it doesn't look like anything synergizes with them, because I don't think those aren't academy trained. The militants are the adjudicators, so he's not going to be putting out distracting in combat.
Oh, okay. With the auxiliaries, yeah.
Correct. But I mean, that's still fine. Like this is a really nasty list. It's a lot of beef on the table.
It is.
The auxiliaries are such a flexible unit because they also score. So he's got 4 scoring units. The only thing, if I was nitpicking, is do you need the Mist Leviathan or the 3rd repeater? Could you take 10 Obsidian Guard just to extend your extend? I said extend your BSB bubble for panics, because you are a little susceptible on panics here. So you can't. I think Dread Elves play the best when they can spread and put pressure all over the table. And in this list, he's going to have to keep everything a little more compact and tight since he only has that 12-inch bubble
Right.
with the BSB. I was just making sure that he didn't have the Ring of the Thrones or whatever, but he doesn't. So
3 batteries is brutal, though.
it's a lot. It's 24 strength, 5 shots. So
It's pretty scary.
that's solid. Yeah. All right. That's our best Dark Elf list so far. Oh, we're out there. So Ryan's got the best Dark Elf list.
Fields playing the Empire of Sonstal.
Yeah, it looks like you're like kind of your cookie cutter Empire list. And I don't mean that as an insult. I just mean like it's got the Electoral Cav, it's got the Prelate to ride with them to give them all hatred. We have a Wizard on Arcane Injure, Master Cosmology. And the Heirloom, I like that build because he can pick any of the 1 spells that he has access to. The Heavy Infantry, 20 Imperial Guard, 10 Riders. Maybe we could have split those up for that extra chaff unit. 24 Flagellants, that's also kind of chaff. A cannon and a tank. Marshall, great tactician. So he gets 2 orders. Yeah, like it's a solid list. It does what it does. Like it's going to zone the mid table. We maybe could have squeezed some extra shots in there, but he's got the 2 heavy hitters with the cannon and the tank, and he's going to play objectives really well.
Yeah.
So
I think I'm playing him on Friday.
Nice. Yeah.
Phil Carl, back to Empire.
Yeah, it's his
It's his night list.
Ulrich, was that the old one?
Yeah.
Mordheim or more. I can't remember the old Empire version, but the Wolf Army, which looks great. 2 Knights of the Sun Griffin. I would have liked to seen discipline banners on them, so he gets a little more spread pressure. That could actually like go off and pick up an objective kind of independently on their own. He's got 2 chaff, which is great. He's got the 2 cav buses, the commander with the Sonstal. It's a nice build. He's running an Altar Battle. I don't think he's run the Altar Battle in a while, so that's nice. The Locket's always good, and the Master of Div to protect his knights, and a tank.
Yep.
And he's got what, MR2, so it's fine.
How is he playing an army without a ward save?
The Prelate gives them combat ward saves, right?
6 up
on the
though,
prayers. Right? I think it's 5 up.
Is it 5 up? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Graham is playing Infernal Dwarves. I think this is our only
Great Bull. I like the Great Bull. He's got the D3 wound weapon. When you're flammable, the ring makes them flammable. Luger's dice can reroll a hit, wound, or an armor save every return, or every phase or turn. I think it's every player turn. Maybe it's once a phase. I think it might be once a phase. Vizier, he's fine. BSB, Crystal Ball for the +2 to dispel. Alchemy, or add a Pyromancy. Okay. The Scholar. All right. It's a lot of points and characters. The Infernals with Blunderbuss is fine. That's good. Spear Slaves. This 24 Disciples is nasty. I would not see. Here's the beef: is I would not have taken Pyromancy if you were going to take Disciples. I think giving them Gloria Gold is huge for that extra AP, especially since you're taking paired weapons. So you have all these really high quality strength 4 attacks, but you're only AP 1. Gloria Gold and a Rending Banner would have made that Disciple unit way, way better. That's my one.
I agree.
Yeah.
And
then he's got a rocket battery and a flamethrower. Cool.
Okay.
The Infernal Engine is the tank. Their tank.
Right.
Cool.
Nice list. Phil Blake is the Kingdom of Aquitaine player.
Yeah.
He's trimmed down his archers a lot.
He's trimmed down his archers. He got an extra lance in there. Okay. Master Div with the Binding Scroll. Nice. He always takes a potion of strength with Sanic for the +1 to hit, which is hilarious, but sure. Like, take MR2 or Binding Scroll or something instead, but that's fine. The Lord, the Paladin, so he's divine with divine judgment. So he's a bunch of strength, like 8 attacks or whatever it is that are divine. Valor, he gets multi wounds too against fear causers. He gets the extra spell with Crown of the Wizard King on the folk hero.
Okay.
That's nice. Cleric, so he gets to raise a knight. So the cleric's going to be in one of these questing knights units, raising a knight. The questing knights are also going to reroll all of their 1 charge range per game with the dumbest banner in the game because you can take more than one of them.
Right.
9 Knights Penitent is cool because they're this unbreakable in combat. They crumble. They can panic, which is weird, but they get rerolls to panic. Like, I mean, just make it fearless. Like, they basically get to flee, like, for some reason, but are unbreakable. And I don't know. It's a weird unit. It's a good unit. It's strength 6, and
Right.
they're strength 5 horses. So, I mean,
Yeah.
it's a really good, nasty unit, like really high quality, but low attacks, but it grinds. Which, like, the emphasis on this list being 20 questing knights, because every list starts with 20 questing knights, and then 9 knights penitent. So you have 3 units that are charge independent. They can kind of do their own thing. And then 5 yeomen for the chaff. So he's got 51 shots.
Jeez.
Kind of plays off.
Yeah. And it's got fast scoring all over the place.
Fast scoring, and the nice part is there's 3 lances that are all charge independent, so he doesn't have to shove on you. He can take his time, let his archers, let his div with unerring strike and fates kind of soften up monsters, and that paladin zoning anything off that doesn't want to fight the lances, or that wants to shove at the lances that he doesn't want to fight.
Yep. Okay. Moving on. And you said he's playing Mark C, right?
Oh, they're right next to each other in the list too. That's cute.
And Mark definitely knows his list, so
definitely knows the list. So we got the Rock Mammoth Hunter with the Binding Scroll and Headhunter. We have a Great Khan with the D3 wound weapon. Aurochs Charm, so he can't be multi-wounded. 18 inches on the Leadership 9. I probably would have put that on the BSB instead.
for the reroll.
Yeah, I think the rerolls weighted heavier than the Leadership 9.
2 chances at an 8's better than a 9.
Yeah, 1 chance at a 9. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rampager's chance cool. Troll Leaders. Yep. So he's got the regen. Again, I don't think you need that on the BSB. I think just giving him Cult Leader would have been better. I do like the 9 Bruisers where they can't be teared off.
Right.
But like having the 7 Tribesmen with the Swift Stride tells me that the Great Khan and the Khan are going into the Tribesmen instead of the Bruisers, and I feel like the Bruisers would have been a better choice. Because you're still supporting them with just a ton of strength 6 attacks than the Tribesmen.
Right.
But yeah, I'm not sure. 4 Tusker Tab, not great weapons. I think great weapons would have been better because they're not very blendy. 2 units of Trappers is great. I love the chaff. Another Rock and 2 Slave Giants. So he has 2 Rocks, 2 Slave Giants. It does come at a cost though, which is he doesn't have any magic.
Oh, look at that! I didn't even notice. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, if he's got the banner of Ginganet too on this con, which is the reroll ones on your armor, hits, wounds, or whatever, like putting that on Bruisers is huge. With the strength 6, rerolling the 1 to hit.
Right.
Is really good. So I probably would have put the Pennant of the Great Grass Sky on the Bruisers, or maybe he just put him in the Bruisers, and he has that Tribesman as just an extra zoning piece that's kind of independent of the characters. That could be too. But then why would you not want to give your multi-wound D3 weapon Lord the Swift Stride?
Right, so he can get on something quick. Yep. All right.
Cool.
Bing, there's your opponent.
That's my opponent. Oh, Shamanism hurts me bad. Liger's Tongue doesn't really hurt me because I only have 1 attack on every model.
Right,
it's
exactly.
Okay. Binding Scroll's good. I love seeing Binding Scroll in lists. I think every list should have at least 1. The Great Khan, light armor, Destiny's Call, paired weapons, a shield breaker, sure. crystal
Yeah,
ball. So he
that
has,
hurts you a lot. The shield
yeah,
breaker.
shield breaker is really tough on my 6 up armor save. He does not have a BSB though, which would be concerning. He does have 2 banners of disciplines, but
Right.
one of them's 6 mercenaries and the other's the 11 bruisers. So I know where the characters are going. The 11 bruisers because they'll be immune to panic. 4 bruisers with American to it. Yep. So striding Met vets, Kenyon or Yetis, 1, 2, 3 chaff, and a frost mammoth. So this is actually a pretty good list, and I actually think he's going to match up well against me.
Right.
Because what hurts my blocks is that weight of attacks. He's also going to go first with the frost mammoth if I can't kill it in magic or shooting.
Right. Yeah, you've only got
So
30 strength 6 attacks. You'll be fine.
yeah. So like,
Shots.
it's when I get popped in a round is when I run into trouble. So,
Right.
and the ogre units do have the ability to do that with just the volume of attacks they have, and especially if they go first and I can't peel any models,
Right.
with the spears.
All right.
So it's really blocky. He's got 3 chaff, which also helps. The only thing I'm concerned about is there's no BSB here, and also he only has 4 spells. Like getting the like a BSB with the Liger Stun would have been a better choice because you could have gotten the heirloom on the Shamanism Master instead for the 5th spell. And you're only channel 1, so your magic's going to be a little weak. But that being said, round 1, Bing's going to match up really well against my Vermin Swarm with Shamanism.
All right. Oh, look, Brandon's playing ogres. There's a shocker.
Yeah, shocker.
Oh, and look, it looks like it's a smash you in the face
It looks
list.
like it hasn't changed since Mountain Mayhem 7 last year.
He's got a con this time.
He's got a great con. He had a great con last year too. The paired weapons with Kingslayers, who just got a ton of attacks.
Yep.
The BSB with what's that? A 3-up? Yeah, 3-up, 5-up. Nice. Or 3-up, 4-up with Dutch Eater. Great weapon. Cool.
Oh, okay. The BSB,
Yeah, all the characters are going in the bruisers. He's got the bruiser chair darts as chaff and scoring. I don't know why. If you're trying to take the banner Ginganet, just take great weapons on the Tuskers instead. That probably comes at the cost of a trapper unit, but I just feel like if you're taking that big of a unit, like just give them the best attacks they can possibly have, which is giving them strength 6. Their agility sucks anyway, so who cares? Just pay the points, make them really good. Kenyon trappers, fine. Rock, and a giant. It's a Brandon list.
We'll see how he does. He also hasn't played for this year. Brian Holy, Saurian Ancients.
I love the Alpha Carnosaur. I don't think you need Shield Breaker. Even taking the halberd with the flaming halberd or whatever, like a halberd with flaming on it, that 20-point item where you can choose to be flaming or not.
Cleansing flame.
Yeah, would have been better. Like the Alpha, you're not going to be grinding really. You're also like wasting like the veteran's strength 5, so he can only win on a 3-up, which
that's true too. Yep,
ain't great.
Okay.
30 Tegu Warriors. Yeah, big block with Stride. Oh, he has the Archmage with Druidism, so the healing's going to be really good because it'll be +2 to cast.
Right.
26 of the Temple Guard with great weapons. Cool. A magnetic great bow on the herd. Fine. And then a crap ton of poison shots. Love it. And the Titanobod. Yes.
What is the Titanopod?
Awesome. The Dread Saurian.
Okay, I don't have any idea what this thing
the
is.
huge base. So what it does is it doesn't it has 1 attack, but it's basically a grinding thing, but they call it a stomp. It stomps everything with 4d3.
Really?
Yes. The only problem with it though that I see is if he rolls his 4d3 and it's 1, 1, 1, 1, and then he rolls a couple 1s to wound, like it does, and it's only leadership 6. So,
okay.
Yeah.
But it grinds everything.
Yeah, it stomps, which is so it basically is a grind. It stomps everything, but it's basically a grind.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with those. Another Saurian Ancient.
All right, this is more like this is cool. I want to force 8 Stygiosaurs. That's cool. Ramphidon's pretty aggressive. The Raptor Pack's cool. The Gorillas are going to put more of those marking lures on targets, so the Ramphidons have multiple things they can get after. Cayman Warriors with the Obelisk is fine. I like the Skink Hunters in core. Raptor packs are also solid, chaff. I would have liked to see the Poison Spitter on them, though, if you're not going to make them. I guess they're core then if they're 8 without it. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Ignore that. And yeah, but here's our other big weakness. We have 2 scoring units. The Tegu
Really?
Guards and the
Warriors?
Cayman Warriors.
Demons? Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oof. That's dangerous.
So again, he's got a ton of crap, but if you just focus on, he's also going to have leadership issues because the way that Saurian leadership works, you have to have communal bond, you have to be a scoring unit, or you have to be embedded in another unit.
Right.
And he's not
monster
embedding in a unit too. What?
It's a monster in a unit, right?
Right. Or yeah. So like
Okay.
if he had taken weapon beasts to chuck him in his hunters, that spreads his leadership bubble. Right now he's gonna really struggle just because he only has the Cayman Warriors and Tegu. Now I think I think the monsters might have like communal bond, which would help. How does he have 4 scoring?
Stig score, according to him.
Stig score? Okay.
Yep.
Stig score, yeah, he's got 4 scoring then. So that will help then.
Okay.
Why did you give Stygiosaurus scoring, Ryan? That doesn't make any sense.
That's not Ryan's list. What are you talking about?
Well, he wrote the book.
I know. Ben Jones, Sylvan Elves. What are we going to find here? I've never seen a Sylvan Giant in my life.
I've never seen one either, and he took 2.
Okay.
Briar Maidens, Stalker Standard. Okay. Eagle. Scoring Dry. That's a lot of Spearmen. Did you take Shamanism and Cosmo? You only took Shamanism.
Adaptive Shamanism. Really?
And the ancient can only take Druidism and Divination, right? Yeah. So I would have taken Cosmo, Shamanism if you're going to take that many Forest Guard for the double +1 strength. I like the Predator Pennant. I like the triple chaff essentially, and I'll be curious to see how the Sylvan Giants do. The Forest Princes just fight more in the Forest Guard. So
okay.
Yeah.
A lot of Sylvan Elves as well. The Amethyst Piper.
Nature, cool. BSB,
archers,
some stuff. Adept Druidism. So double adepts on Druidism with the Binding Scroll. Cool. You need a Binding Scroll for Sylvan Elves.
Yeah.
This one's also like scoring.
MR1's not going to do a lot for you.
Yeah. MR1, but the Blade Dancers are nasty. They're MR2 because I think they have MR1 base.
Okay. That's better.
The double Tree Father, like because he has Tree Father and the Avatars, so 2 monsters. Yeah, it's the only thing is he's gonna have a hard time with objectives because 2 of his 4 scoring units are archers, and the other one's 6 Heath Riders, so 6 dudes with that are tough through with like a 3-up or a 4-up armor save. So it's not great for scoring. But he is those Blade Dancers are gonna hurt people.
Right.
So are the Huntsmen.
All right.
I don't know what the objectives caps. We hasn't told anybody.
Keeping it secret for now.
All right, so we can review this list
it'll
once.
Be posted. What's that?
Jeremy Schweitzer and Ryan Caps took the same list.
Did they really?
I think it's the Italian list.
They did. Look, nothing changes.
Yeah.
The name is the only thing different.
The first Dread Prince is awesome with Blades and Titanic Might. I like the Tree Father Ancient on Druidism, and then he takes the other Tree Father in Core, so he's got the 3 big monsters. I like the Binding Scroll. I think you need it in Sylvan Elves. The 45 Forest Guard and 3 units for your scoring. 19 archers to get some pain on people. 5 Heath Hunters for chaff, and then he's got the 2 units of 10 Pathfinders and 10 Sentinels. So just don't play Pyro. Just don't play Pyro.
Yeah,
but
don't play against Pyro. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt. But those Pathfinders are gonna hurt people.
There's 2 of these lists, so you'll probably face one of them at some point.
Yep.
Jeff Durham, Sylvan Elves.
All right.
Went completely different direction.
10 Huntsman, cool. I like the Banner of Speed. 5 Thicket Beast, nice. He's got the same 3 units of elite shooters, but they're more chaff. They're not as heavy shooting. The 26 Archers, cool. I probably would have put the redeploy banner on them instead of the Banner of Discipline, just so you can deploy them, pick them up, and move them
Oh,
to
right.
protect them. Master Cosmo is good. Adept on Druidism, fine. And then the I think Toxic Spores gives you Lethal Strike for the Dryads or something like that.
No.
He buffs the Dryads, and then he's
Okay.
got the really blendy Forest Prince Wild Hunter.
Yep.
Yep, super blendy.
Yeah.
A little more combat focused than like Jeremy and Caps's, where Jeremy and Caps are going to
Shoot you off.
basically use their monsters to hold you in place while they kind of clean up your other points.
Right.
This is going to be way more in your face.
Joey picked up the mantle of the Undying Dynasties.
Yep. I like the arc on
Basket.
Evo. That's
Right.
nice. The Pharaoh. It's got Godslayer. It's hard to argue with. Like if you're gonna take, I've seen a lot of people taking Pharaohs without Godslayer, and I just don't feel like they're worth the points. Architect, fine. I like him on the ammo. I would have probably put the Crown of Autocracy on the Architect to expand your March bubble because he counts as having commanding presence, so he can make everybody around a march within 3
Okay.
inches. So if you're gonna take the Architect on the ammo, I would have given him the instead of the Scourge of Kings, because it doesn't fight that well anyway. Just give him the Crown, and then your Cataphracts can really just kind of be off on their own, doing their own thing. Legionnaire Chariots, so they score, they ignore DTs. Casket's nice, and then the Entomb Skeleton, sure. Yeah, I like the thing is like putting your Hierophant on the Arc is a bit of a problem. Like how
where is he going to start? If you bury both units,
the Arc is what's it called?
Independent, right?
Yeah, it's like a chariot.
Okay, but it can go. Is it a war platform? It can go into the unit,
right? But
not?
It plays pretty in. Yeah. No, I can. I think go into an archer unit.
Okay.
But it's just really risky having it out by itself. Like not having any other backups either to take over if he does get cannonballed on like turn 1 or 2.
Right. Okay.
But there's a lot of beef with the 4 Tomb Reapers too.
There is 4 Tomb Reapers a lot of beef down there.
With Evo, I would have gone paired weapons, but that's fine.
Mince, Vampire, light on characters for what I've usually see from him, isn't it? He always has 2 masters.
He still has double master. He has the Master of Occultism with the extra range, and the Eternity Gem, and then he's got the Master of Evo with Tome and Crown again, so he has March Independence there. The Banshees are going to go into the Skeleton block with triple March. He's got 2 Chaff. The Race are great. Dark Coach is awesome, and Double Shrieking Horror.
Yep.
So it's pretty scary, especially for big monsters with the Master of Occultism with the additional range and the Double Shrieking Horror.
Right.
It's got Chaff to wheel you around. He is a little light on scoring. If that's like one way place where I'd have to poke holes at, is he's only got the 3.
Yeah, skeletons, and 2 of those are zombies. Of course, the zombies aren't going to be 20
right
all the time.
But if you can focus hitting those, and it sounds weird, but if you focus on hitting those zombies early, he's going to have to focus his magic dice on healing instead of zapping you with triple snipe. So that is one thing to be mindful of. Is play the objective.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah, I got a ton of crap.
What a crap. Look at this nonsense.
I got a ton of crap.
So dumb.
So I took the Priest on the Bell with Witchcraft. In the Heirloom, it's MR2. I have the Priest on down with the +2 to cast. So I'll be casting comments with +2 dice. Or +2 to cast, sorry, not +2 dice. Right. The Senator, I took the Cal, so he activates the Triumvirate.
Yep.
And then he's got a Binding Scroll, triple Assassins to kill characters. And then I took 130
20, 150,
31
Jeez.
31 Legionnaires with Shield and Spears. I have double Rending Banner. One's got a Legion Standard. 30 Slaves as chaff. That's my only chaff piece. They bring an extra tunnel marker. I have 25 Black Fur, and they're the special kind. So they are stubborn with great weapons, or bodyguard with great weapons, with the banner discipline, so I don't panic it. 2 units of 13 little throwing weapon guys, a drill
Right.
team, 2 units of 15 grenadiers, which are strength 6 throwing weapon guys,
Yeah,
2
two
doom
attack.
sparks, which are
Is it 2 shots each, strength 6?
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
that's 60 strength 6 AP 2 shots.
So I'm going. I just got away from it. It's annoying
Uh,
me. Sorry. Sorry.
2 boosted hand to heaven guys with the doom sparks, and then the experimental weapon team is my kind of chaff, kind of like trading piece with the flamethrowers.
Okay, that's
It's
nice.
just a ton of crap.
It's a ton of crap. Any elf army's in trouble.
I think Stottle would work it just because his units are so nasty. But
I don't know about that. All right, I'm moving away from that filth. that's
wow,
come on. Even you
wow.
have to admit it.
It's a good list. I like it a lot.
Jerm. This is who Brandon's playing in round 1.
Harold, great. Paired with an ancestor, fine. Like beefy. I would have gone with Lust over Envy for the flexibility of fleeing and rallying. Barbarians, again,
This is
I don't know.
Jerm. Jerm doesn't
Yeah.
flee.
Oh. And then an Elder's good. 2 Knights, yep, fine. More scoring. Triple Barbarian Horseman. It's just a ton of chaff.
Right.
And 3 monsters to go pick up points. Well, the Herald's not really a monster, but you know what I mean. And if you're gonna run this much chaff, just take the Lust and Warriors.
Yep. Anyway,
6 scoring. Yep. Sorry, I gotta get going. So let's fly.
we got 2 more. We
We
only
can
got 2
do
more.
this. Evo. Evo.
Ivo? I don't know.
Herald, nice. Chosen Lord, nasty. Black Seed, adept on alchemy. With the hero's art, that's a nice piece. 10 Barbarian Horsemen for scoring. Great weapons. The Black Seed guy, I think, is probably going to ride in there. Maybe in the Warrior Knights. But I would probably put the Sorcerer in there to give that Barbarian unit just a little more punch. 1 Elder, 27. Yeah, it's just super, super blocky. With the 27 Warriors, 5 Chosen Knights, and 8 Warrior Knights. He only has 1 real flex piece in the Herald, 2 with the Herald. So it's just really blocky, really tough to get through. It's going to do objectives really, really well.
Cool. And Brandon B, who's a Green Dragon player.
Oh, nice. Another Herald. I like the Chosen Lord on the Chimera. That's cool. Lord of the Damned is awesome, so I expect to see up there. They are Wretched Ones. Cool. If you're going to go Lord of the Damned, like just keep going with the Wretched Ones.
That's the one that lets them re-roll their random movement.
Yeah. Yep. 10 Lust Warriors, nice units. 18 Barbarians with throwing weapons, cool. Some kind of chaff clearance. 5 Feljack with paired weapons. I like the banner discipline on there. 6 Wretched Ones, 5 Warrior Knights. I don't know what Pride is expensive, but like is it worth the extra? How much did Evo pay for his 5 Knights? Just go back one. Oh wait, he paid it. Never mind.
Chosen Knights.
Yeah. So I think they're like 280 though if you don't take the upgrades.
If you don't take Pride.
Right. And then 5 flayers for more chaff. So he's got 2 effective chaff. The Wretched Ones are kind of chaff, like they gum up the mid table. They're a huge pain in the ass to deal with.
Right. Yes. I'm well aware of that.
Yep.
Cool.
All right.
There you go. That was 30. That was all the 30 lists.
We did it. We can do matchup pairings another night too. If people want us to predict like idiots, because I don't think we're ever right.
We're never right.
We're never right.
And I never follow up on it because we're never right.
Right. So it's not worth it. But thanks for having me again. I appreciate it.
5 elves, 4 demons, 4 dread elves. Okay.
Perfect.
All right.
Love it.
All right. Thanks for being here, Joe.
Yeah, I'll see you this weekend. And if not,
thanks everybody for listening.
We can do this again
Friday or Saturday.
Yep. Bye.
All right. So bye for now.